Numbers 21. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is a very, very jealous El. He is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last, and the only. Yehoshua, his son, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity more than 2,000 years ago, and the letter J is barely 600 years old. Excuse me. Excuse me. Numbers 21. And the sovereign of Arad, A-R-A-D with a line underneath of it, the Canaanite who dwelt in the south, heard that Israel was coming on the way to Atharim, A-T-H-A-R-I-M, and he fought against Israel and took some of them captive. Then Israel made a vow to Yah and said, if you deliver this people into my hand indeed, then I shall put their cities under the ban. And Yah listened to the voice of Israel and gave up the Canaanites and put them and their cities under the ban. So the name of that place was called Hormah. H with a dot, O-R-M-A-H. Excuse me. And they departed from Mount Hor, H-O-R, by the way of the Sea of Reeds to go around the land of Edom. But the being of the people grew impatient because of the way, and the people spoke against Elohim and against Moshe. Why have you brought us up out of Mitzrayim to die in the wilderness? For there is no food and no water, and our being loathes this light bread. Excuse me. And I'm pretty sure the sea, if it's an actual sea, like the ocean sea, doesn't that mean that there's salt in it? Just take out some of the salt, sift it onto your bread, and voila. I'm not sure how gross that would be, but, you know. And Yah sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and many of the people of Israel died. Excuse me. And the people came to Moshe and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against Yah and against you. Pray to Yah to take away the serpents from us. So Moshe prayed on behalf of the people. And Yah said to Moshe, make a fiery serpent and set it on a pole. And it shall be that everyone who is bitten, when he looks at it, shall live. So Moshe made a bronze serpent and put it on a pole. And it came to be, if a serpent had bitten anyone, when he looked at the bronze serpent, he lived. Excuse me. And the children of Israel set out and camped in Obath, O-B with a line underneath of it, O-T-H. And they departed from Oboth and camped in I-Ha-Abarim, I-Y-E with a half a check mark, or excuse me. Excuse me. I-Y-E with a half a check mark on it, space, capital H-A dash capital A-B with a line underneath of it, A-R-I-M. In the wilderness, which is east of Moab, M-O-A with apostrophe A, sorry, stuff in my throat, it's hard to think. M-O apostrophe A-B with a line underneath of it, and the Amorites. Therefore it is said in the book of the battles of Yah, Wahib the Sufa, the Wadi Arnon, Wahib, W-A-H-E with a half a check mark, B with a line underneath of it, in Sufa, S-U-P-H-A-H, the Wadi Arnon, W-A-D-I, and then Arnon, A-R-N-O-N. And the slope of the wadi that turns aside in the dwelling of R-A-R and lies on the border of Moab, and there And from there on to Beer, B-E apostrophe E with a half a check mark R, which is the well where Yah said to Moshe, gather the people and let me bring them water. Excuse me. And Israel then sang this song, Spring up, O well, sing to it. A well, the leaders sang. Oh my goodness. Struggling so hard to read this. A well the leaders sank, which the nobles of the people dug with their staves, Staves, by the word of the inscriber, capital I in inscriber. Then from the wilderness on to Matana, Mattanah, from Mattanah to Nahalil, Nah with a dot, Ali apostrophe E with half a check mark L, from Nahalil to Bamoth, Bamoth, and from Bamoth in the valley that is in the country of Moab, excuse me, to the top of Pisgah, Pisgah, which looks down on the wasteland. And Israel sent messengers to Sihon, Sih with a dot on, sovereign of the Amorites, saying, let me pass through your land. We shall not turn off into fields or vineyards. We shall not drink water from wells, but go by the sovereign's highway until we have passed over your border. But Sihon would not allow Israel to pass through his border. So Sihon gathered all his people together and went out against Israel in the wilderness. And he came to Yahatz, Yahats, and fought against Israel. And Israel struck him with the edge of the sword and took possession of his land from the Arnon to the Yabok, Arnon to the Yabok, Yabbok, as far as the children of Ammon, Ammon, for the border of the children of Ammon was strong. Excuse me. And Israel took all these cities, and Israel dwelt in all the cities of the Amorites, in Heshbon, and in all its villages. Heshbon, H with a dot, Eshbon. For Heshbon was the city of Sihon, the sovereign of the Amorites, who had fought against the former sovereign of Moab, and had taken all his land from his hand as far as Arnon. That is why those who speak in Proverbs say, come to Heshbon, let the city of Sihon be built and established. For fire went out from Heshbon, a flame from the city of Sihon. It consumed Ar of Moab, the masters of the heights of Arnon. Woe to you, Moab! You have perished, O people of Chemosh. He has given his sons as fugitives and his daughters into captivity to Sihon, the sovereign of the Amorites. Then we shot them. Heshbon has perished as far as Dibon, D-I-B with a line underneath of it, O-N. And we laid waste as far as Nophah, N-O-P-H-A-H with a dot underneath of it, which reaches to Medeba, M-E with a half a check mark, Y-D with a line underneath of it, E-B with a line underneath of it, A. Israel dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and Moshe sent to spy out Yazer, Y-A apostrophe Z-E with a half a check mark R, And they took its villages and drove out the Amorites who were there, and turned and went up by the way to Bashan, Bashan, and Og, Og with a line on top of it, sovereign of Bashan, went out against them, and he and all his people to battle at Edrei, Ed with a line underneath of it, Re apostrophe I. And Yah spoke to Moshe, do not fear him, for I have given him into your hand. Excuse me. With all his people and his land, and you shall do to him as you did to Sihon, sovereign of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon, and they struck him and his sons and all his people until no remnant was left to him, and they took possession of his land. They didn't take possessions, they took possession of his land.